Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Burnt Violet Astrology and Tarot. Today's reading is going to be a pick-a-pile. This pick-a-pile is going to be centered around your life purpose, the healing journey you need to take in order to make the best of that, and the energies working behind the scenes for you along this journey. So I have 3 witches runes here, and the first one is that second, and third. If you need to pause the video to decide which pile you want to pick, that's okay. And then also try not to overthink the pile that you want to pick. And also, if you feel like you're drawn to more than one pile, that's okay too. If you feel like you are drawn to all 3, that's okay too. I will put the timestamps down in the description box. And okay, I think that's yes. If anytime during the reading you feel like something doesn't resonate with you, that's okay, because this isn't specifically done for you, so there will be other energies watching. So while something may resonate with you, that's a message you're supposed to receive. And if something doesn't resonate, that's a message for somebody else to receive. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, we'll go ahead and start with pile 1. So I drew a few tarot cards to get an idea of the overall energy for pile 1. And we have Daughter of Cups, which is also the Page of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So the overall energy here is somebody who is creative, intuitive, sensitive, somebody who is free-spirited, but with this 2 of Pentacles in reverse, they feel overwhelmed. They feel like they have too many responsibilities or choices, and there's a need for balance. They crave a balance in their life. They're not able to. Maybe they work too much and don't have enough time to feed their creative side, or the work that they do drains them and is leaving them feeling like they don't have enough energy to do anything else. Basically, they're not happy. They feel imbalanced. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you the cards that came out for the life purpose part of this. So we'll start with this one. This was the first card that popped out. Cosmic Connection. Then we have the Web Weaver. Lolo, Stand in Your Light. The Circle Cross of Tenen, which also says Rare Intersection of Heaven and Earth. Druid, Hold the Space. Drum, Dream and Journey. snake, shed old skin, yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but it says in each other we find ourselves. Practice, polish your skills by practicing regularly. The rainbow prince, compensation and perseverance. The vision quest. Upper world. Swan spirit, time for a deep dive. Anka, kin of the Red Hawk tribe. I love this card. And the medicine wheel. Okay, so what I'm seeing with these cards, the last one being the medicine wheel, is there's a healing that needs to be done within yourself. It's there's a need for really questioning what it is you want out of life, because right now what's going on in life is not bringing you happiness, it's not bringing you joy, it's bringing anxiety and stress and an imbalance. So it's time to shed what you think you know. It's time to shed old ways because you feel stuck. And vibe on a different frequency. The drum, if you listen to a native drum, it puts you in a trance, it takes you to a different place. And you need to find new ways of being, new ways of existing. So getting out there and connecting with other people, you know, maybe that's not something you're used to doing. Maybe you think you know yourself pretty well. But I think there are people out there who could help you connect with your true self. So there are people, places, things you're meant to experience that are going to bring out the Page of Cups, bring out her creative side, the side that has been longing to come out, but it hasn't had a chance because it's been stuck in this energy, this stressful, anxiety, imbalanced energy. So your purpose is to break free from this mundane way of living. Maybe to you this is normal, this is how it's supposed to be, but internally you know something doesn't feel right. You're just moving through the motions. And with this druid card here, these are the keepers of magic, and so you need to get in touch with this part of yourself, the magic. Oftentimes, everyday life peels away the magic for us. By the time you get done working and doing what you need to do, there's not much time for anything else. But you are definitely divinely connected, and you may be seeing 1111 a lot. Perhaps you're just recently seeing it, or you've been seeing it for quite a while, but that is the universe's way of calling you to do what you are meant to do, and what you are meant to do won't feel so it won't feel like a punishment. Also, these two cards kind of sync up together. The Web Weaver, Synchronicity, Divine Intelligence, Cause and Effect. And like I said, synchronicity is you might not only be seeing just 11 or 1111 or 111, you might be seeing other number sequences as well. But you are divinely connected to Source, God, whatever you want to call it. So you are meant to stand in your light. And in order to get to that place, it's transformation. It doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time and patience and practice. It takes practice to get to that place. It doesn't just happen automatically. Anka, kin of the Red Hawk tribe. When I think of a hawk, I think of somebody who has the perspective from both the sky and the ground. So he's connected in many ways, and I feel like you are connected in many ways as well. But you may doubt this. Like upper world. I have a hard time saying world. Again, a different perspective. You're grounded here with your feet planted into the ground, and maybe a little too grounded that you're not able to see another perspective, another way of existing that could free you. And there may be a fear of branching out into your creative niche because you don't feel like you could make it, without a 9-to-5 job. But if you persevere, you will be compensated because if you always follow what your heart wants, you will find that the universe will reward you for that. And then we have a circle cross of tenon, rare intersection of heaven and earth. So again, you have the ability to see from many perspectives. You just have to open your mind to the fact that this is an ability you have. Vision Quest. The thing I noticed the most about this card is the heart chakra here. She opened her heart and she's blossoming. I mean, I feel like that's how I need to read this card for this particular pile, because it's when you can really open your heart and really really start to embrace your Page of Cups side, your creative and your intuitive and your free thinking side. That magic will happen. Okay, so for the second part of this, it will talk about the healing journey that has to happen in order for you to make progress on your soul journey. So we have wisdom, trust, gateway, sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron, third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, yin and yang, woman holding a heart, resilience, burn away the past, community, focus, sacrifice, and it says, what can you let go of? Walking away, and doable. And this says, the key is within your grasp. Okay, so walking away from what is making you feel stressed out, making you feel anxiety, walking away from whatever is not growing you as a person. And sometimes this takes sacrifice. Sometimes you have to let go of the things you're holding on so tightly in order for new things to come in. When we hold on tightly to things, we're not allowing ourselves to grow. Burning away old patterns. You know, letting, like, again, just burn away the past. Walk away from it. It's not serving you, so why hold on? You hold on because change can be hard. Change can be scary. And so you hang on to what you know what you think you know anyway. But really, you're just hurting yourself in the end. Um, I noticed these two, women holding a heart, and then also, let's see, the third chakra. This is about heart. The third chakra is about heart, your heart chakra. Sorry, no, it's not. It's your solar plexus. My bad. Um, solar plexus. This is funny because, like I said, for pile number ones, you harbor a lot of stress and anxiety, and the solar plexus is generally where someone will hold their stress and anxiety. You might have indigestion issues, uh, stomach aches, uh, things of that nature, because you are not living in your truth. You're living in somebody else's truth or idea of what truth is supposed to be. You're not in your truth. And this is going to cause a lot of issues in your solar plexus. Um, it deals with your self-esteem and your confidence and your willpower. So knowing your worth and knowing that you're better than just settling will be a big step in healing for you. Um, putting wearing your heart on your sleeve. I mean, obviously, don't necessarily let anybody just. But being honest about what you desire and what you want is critical for healing. Um, let's see, because it's doable. The key is within your grasp. You've had it the whole time. You just have to be confident enough to know you have choices and you can walk away from anything that doesn't feel right. Um, you're the gateway. You have all the answers. You may not know this because you're not standing in your own power quite yet, but you have all the answers. You have the wisdom. You're seeking answers from other sources, from other people, when really you've had it the whole time, but you're looking for validation through other people. You need to sacrifice, let go. It may feel like a sacrifice at first, but I promise, as time goes on and you let go of the things that aren't growing you, it won't feel like a sacrifice anymore. You'll feel like you're shedding pounds of energy that was holding you back. Um, so you need to trust. You need to trust yourself. Above all, trust yourself, trust this journey, trust that your intuition is right. I mean, the Page of Cups here, she's very intuitive. So you should never doubt your intuition. So we have yin and yang here. This is about duality. Um, Never forget that even the bad parts should be honored. Even the hard parts of life should be honored. And they ultimately make you who you are. And again, with intuition, we have the sixth chakra here, which is your third eye, and it's Archangel Metatron, which is the, I mean, he's interpreted in many ways, but he's the creator. He's the keeper of the Akashic records. And so you are more connected than you realize. And you will remain imbalanced until you start connecting with yourself on a higher spiritual level. Whatever that means for you, it's different for everybody. Again, I know in the first pile of cards it talked about finding a community of people, and I think, I don't know, that might be hard to see, but it says community down here. Connecting with people who you might have been afraid to reach out to, but you really shouldn't be, because they might give you insight into the knowledge you are seeking, and they might help you to grow into the person that's been begging to come out. And then we have focus. I don't know if you can see that, but it says focus. And you're meant to focus on yourself. Don't worry about anybody else's opinion or don't worry about what you think others should think you should be doing. Focus on you. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on what brings you joy. Focus on the inner child within, and let that inner child come out and create. And for the third part, which is the energies that are working with you in the background. So we have the Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius, Eye of Horus, Awakening Divine Perception, Truth Unveiled, the Revelation of Isis, Abundance of Sophis, Stellar Blessings of the Celestial Goddess of Abundance, Nana, Steadfastness and Loyalty, I think you say this as Mook, Bravery, Lifting the Nightmare. We have Loki, the Cunning God of Many Faces, and Schooled, the Past. Okay, so the energies that are working with you are, and keep in mind that these energies, deities, gods, ancestors, they will change according to whatever you may be going through. So these are the energies working with you presently, And so it makes perfect sense to me that Loki is here and Skuld is here because she's about the past. She is working with you so that you have the ability to see that some things need to be left in the past. That it's not good to dwell on things, and that even certain situations need to be forgotten about so that you can move on. Uh, and Loki, the cunning god of many faces, like this in the healing pile, um, yin and yang. There's duality, so there's dark and there's light, and Loki can be a bit dark, right? But um, he's forcing you to see the dark parts of yourself in order for the light to come through. And then Mook is helping you to be brave and to change your perspective and to get out of a situation that might not be a ideal situation. And then you have Nana, and she is loyal. And if I remember correctly, in Norse mythology, she, I think, died of a broken heart after her husband died, or died at his funeral, something along those lines. But anyway, that just goes to show her loyalty to him. And while she brings about loyalty, you have to be careful what you're loyal to. Is your loyalty in the right place? The revelation of Isis, the Egyptian goddess of the moon, and she can, the moon has a dark side, so there are parts of us that remain hidden or untapped. And I really think like Isis is an energy you should probably work with. Because she can help you understand yourself a little bit better. I feel like Isis is somebody who might hold the secrets to your true potential. So as Isis might be a guide of yours, I would reach out to her and ask her for answers, and you'll notice that they'll just start falling into your lap one way or another. Horus. I have Horus, awakening divine perception. Like I was talking about, the hawk's perspective, being able to see both from the air and from the ground. That's what Horus is about too. Giving you a perspective that you may not have otherwise considered. So you just have to listen to your intuition, because these forces are working with you, trying to get your attention, trying to offer up different ways of seeing things and different ways of knowing. I love this card. Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius. So I feel like you have ties to Sirius. And this is a powerful card. She is cosmically connected, like I believe it said in the first pile. You just have to learn. I feel like you're not being still enough to learn, to know, to trust your intuition. The everyday grind takes precedent over this energy, this intuitive, creative energy. And I feel like once you learn to embody this energy, then abundance comes to you. Stellar blessings of the celestial goddess of abundance. So yeah, that's for pile 1. To sum it up, you're doing things that you don't really love, and it's stressing you out, and it's causing anxiety, and it's causing depression, and in order to break away from that, you need to start incorporating your creative and your free-spirited side, which again will take time and balance. And remember, don't be so hard on yourself. That's what I'm hearing. Don't be so hard on yourself. Trust the process. Trust your intuition. And that's where I'm going to leave that off. And we'll go ahead and move on to pile 2. Which is the Witch's Rune, the Moon. But before I move on, this Witch's Rune specifically deals with the womb and creativity and femininity and birthing. It's the divine feminine. And for pile 1, I really feel like if you pick this pile, this is your time to birth creativity within yourself and to connect to the divine feminine. And Isis and, the energy I was talking about with the goddess of what was she? the Lady of the Stars. This is divine energy. Okay, so again, it's very important that you embrace your creative side. And let's face it, we're not gonna all be Picassos. It doesn't matter if you paint a squiggly line, it doesn't matter if you write and never show it to anybody. Whatever your creative outlet is, in order for you to feel free, you have to do it. Okay, now I'm done. So, moving on to pile number 2. The moon. So for those of you who picked pile number 2 in the moon, and the overall energy I got for the moon is the 6 of Cups in reverse. This might not be the best to see, or the easiest to see, but if it were upright, it were to stand for sentiment and joy, but it's reversed. So with this reversed energy, it's calling you to reconnect, whether that be with your inner child, your loved ones, your ancestral energy, I guess, for the lack of a better word. Or even connect back to your innocence. So there's a need to let go of past traumas and issues with this card being in reverse, and to connect back to the inner child within you and the innocence that you felt as a child. And to let go of past memories that are haunting you, that are holding you back. Reconnecting with loved ones and soul family, but more so I feel like with this, it's your inner child that you need to reconnect with. And so we'll go ahead and start with the cards that came out, and gotta be patient with me because there was quite a bit. Perfect! Purification. Sorry, this might not be easy to see. Like I was just saying, connecting with your innocence, connecting with your inner child, purifying, letting, you know, that little kid be silly and carefree. Then we have protection. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. Unconditional love. The 7 Star Sisters. Birth and creation. Tapestry of life. Expression. Breath of the cosmos. My will to thy will. Micromanaging the universe. The Secret Witch. Your life is a canvas. Artist manifestation, creative accountability. Soul fragments, balance will be restored. Moth spirit, surrender now. Dove spirit, be peace. Panther spirit, reclaim your power. I do believe there was one more, yeah. Whale spirit, trust the great mystery. The forest witch. The green witch. The coven witch. Take the lead. Stuck it there. Environmentalist, you're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. Sacred convergence. Emergence, creative. Resurrection and magician. Palik, mana. Medicine of the butterfly. Kachina. Mama. Mama Kia. Mandala of the moon. Which, how great is that, right? Mandala of the moon. Nana Buluku. She rests to create. Which, this card, as a matter of fact, is the goddess of creation. And, sorry, I had something I had to say. It might come back to me. And then, goddess of Teotihuacan, she guards the waters of life. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, so Mama Kia is the mother of the moon in Incan traditions. So again, we have this reference to the moon again. So for pile number 2, you guys are divine, well, not divinely, but incredibly connected to the moon. And this rune makes me think of the Empress energy because it's very intuitive. It's the goddess. It's dreams, it's psychic abilities, emotions, love, healing, but above all, shadow work as well. So we might touch on that in a bit. But okay, so your guys' purpose. Let's see, where do I want to start here? These cards stick out to me because this is sacred convergence and emergence. Creation, resurrection, magician. I feel like you guys are magical in your own right. Excuse me. If you're seeing 1111 a lot, take note of that. It's the universe's way of telling you that you're on the right path, that they're trying to get you to see your true purpose. So if you're seeing these synchronicities, it's because the universe is talking to you. I drew these cards, the witches cards, because the moon, which is rune, um, again, like I said, it reminds me of the Empress energy, and this is an energy of that a lot of witches embody. So don't take this the wrong way. You don't have to be a witch, but I wanted to use this deck because it has that witchy energy vibe behind this reading. And so we have the Forest Witch, the Secret Witch, the Coven Witch, and the Green Witch. And it's funny because the Environmentalist came out for you, and the Green Witch is all about Mother Gaia, Earth. She draws a lot of her power from Earth. She is actively aware that Earth is alive and everything that Earth inhabits is alive. And the Forest Witch, again, she's in tune with animals and is actively aware that they matter and that they're just as much aware as we are. I'll get to these two in just a second because I feel they tie into the other cards more so than with these. But we went over that, the purification. So protection. And it says, call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. So you are somebody who has great power. You know, all this moon energy, somebody who is incredibly intuitive, and maybe you have dreams, or you are most like, probably good chance you're an empath. Just very connected. Especially, you're connected to everything. You feel people's emotions easily. But I get the sense with this pile, you doubt this about yourself. You are highly connected to spirit. And yeah, I don't think you understand the power you hold. I don't think you quite unlocked the secrets within yourself. And I noticed there's a lot of purple in both of these, which, for me personally, I associate purple with magic and with royalty. So I feel like there is a part of, well, not a part of you, you are somebody who holds secret wisdom, and knowledge. But you are going through so much trauma at the moment that you're not even thinking of this. Or maybe you are, and that's why you're watching this. But you're not seeing your potential at all. Let's see. So yeah, this card, Soul Fragments. Balance will be restored. Balance will be restored when you can learn that the traumas don't define you, that they're a part of who you are. Your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. So I think you're somebody who can manifest easily. So you have to be careful about your thoughts, because what you think is what you will become. Yeah, like I was saying about holding secrets. Um, Breath of the Cosmos. I think you have knowledge of since the beginning, and you just need to tap into this somehow. And I think by having unconditional love for yourself, that's when you're going to tap into this part of yourself. That's when you're going to awaken this magical being that is inside of you. It's when you can take the lead, when you can trust in the great mystery. You're not going to have the answers for everything. Your intuition is going to be a big part of trusting. When you reclaim your power, when you can be at peace with the things that have happened to you in this life, and when you can surrender to the fact that you can't change the past. You will birth a new way of being. The seven sister stars are the cluster with the Pleiades in it, and they're light beings who what am I trying to say here? Who I guess it's not important about who they are, but it's important about who you are. You're meant to know where you come from and what that entails, because you hold a magic in you that is quite beautiful, with all the moon energy that came out in this, and you know, your life purpose. You have sacred knowledge and intuition for days. And you know, I don't even necessarily think this is a message that you should join a coven. I think it's a message to show how powerful you are. You have all these people in the background almost praising you, and she's standing there in her power, solid and sure, and she's fiery and a force to be reckoned with, and she doesn't doubt herself, and that's what you need to know, is that you should not doubt your intuition. You should not doubt the person you think you are. If that makes sense. I don't know what that means, but that's what just popped into my head. Okay, so to the second part, which is the healing for pile 2, we have celebration, surrender, blessings, flow, enlightenment, magician in the mirror, paradisical, you belong to paradise, tangibility, make your dreams real, hex, be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves, communicate, persist, happiness, waxing moon, gross, balance, and release. Okay, so for healing, perfect card to end on, you need to release the traumas and find balance. Because until that happens, there won't be room for growth. And then there won't be room for happiness. Because you're stuck in this low vibrational energy of these traumas. So you need to persist and communicate what you want. I think this is probably saying that you hold in and don't communicate what you want because you don't feel like anybody's really listening. With this card, we still want to allow the enemy to reveal themselves. I feel like you might get yourself caught up in situations that are not really worth it. You know, you want to out somebody who's doing you wrong, but in all honesty, you're just wasting your energy on trying to reveal the true person's intentions, when if you just let it, not necessarily let it go, but move away from that and do your own thing, they'll reveal themselves with time. They'll reveal who they really are as a person. So it's important to know that you shouldn't put your energy into people who are just going to make you feel like you're running around in circles. You do have the ability to make your dreams real. You just really have to believe in yourself. You have to persist, because it's not going to happen overnight. You know, you really have to have those pep talks with yourself and tell yourself that you deserve this, you're worthy of it, and there's no reason you shouldn't be happy and have the things that you want. Because you do belong to paradise. You are allowed to have that. But with the past traumas, so I guess it's worthy of noting that this rune can also talk about shadow work. And shadow work is when you are looking at the broken parts of you, really looking at them and owning them in order to heal. And a lot of times when people have past traumas, their self-worth is so minimal that it's hard to think that you are deserving of anything good, but you are. When you look in the mirror, the magician is staring back at you. You are the magician. You are magic. You are intuitive. You are a lot of things that encompass the goddess. You are the goddess. With this knowledge comes enlightenment. When you realize that your traumas do not define you and that you deserve all the good things, energy will flow easier. Blessings. You deserve them. I love this card. The yellow bird is so pretty. But you deserve them. Surrender. And celebrate. I feel like pile 2s have been through a lot. And just know that you have the right to feel good about yourself, to celebrate life, to know your worth, and to know that you're worthy of good things. That's part of your healing, is acknowledging that you are worthy of good things. And these are the energies that are working with you. So we have schooled, the future, and then okay. She who instigates, Regina, leadership, provocation, and power. The lunar queen, she of the celestial crescent. So here we go again with the moon. I would not be surprised if pile 2s have a fascination with the moon or break their necks at night staring at the moon. There's a reason for this. You were deeply connected to that energy. Um, and I equate this card to Isis. So if you already don't uh, work with the energy of Isis, this might be somebody, a guide of yours, uh, as she is the goddess of the moon. Oh, and also, I meant to say, um, that it might be wise. I thought it was in this pile. It might, maybe not. I could have swore there was a card in here about the waning moon. And I do not know what the... Huh. Okay, maybe I was wrong. I'm sorry. I have to see something. Oh, okay. My apologies. I thought I saw something and I was gonna make a note of that, but I guess that was maybe for pile one. Anyway, moving on. So we have She Who Resists, Fearless, Justified, and Resistant. We have Rhea, which is Flow, which I'm pretty sure there was also this card. Oh, that's what it was, the Waxing Moon. So I can't say for sure what the Waxing Moon encompasses, but I feel like you should work with this energy. So it might be wise to look up the waxing moon phase and maybe do a ritual if you're into that sort of thing with that energy. But yes, flow. This energy, Rhea, is teaching you, is trying to teach you to just flow with things, because oftentimes we want to control things, and the more we control, the more it backfires, right? And then the last but not least, the flower of life, divine creativity and manifestation. So, all in all, this energy that's working with you is somebody who's trying to get you to see how powerful you are, somebody who is trying to help you stand in your power and really understand your worth. This person doesn't take any bull. These energies are powerful and fearless. They know their worth, and that's what they're trying to get you to know. Alright, pile number 2. So overall, you are a pretty magical being, and in order to realize this, you need to embrace your traumas and know that they're not something that was meant to break you. They were meant to help you see who you really are. and I hope that this message helps you in some way. Alright, now I'm going to move on to pile 3. So pile 3s is this is the Witch's Rune, which is the triple ring. The overall energy for you pile 3s. So I was trying to just draw one card, but 3 cards came out for pile 3, and I don't like to. If they come out for a reason, and I want to give the whole message. So the first card was the Hierophant. The second card is the Fool. I'm gonna try and turn this light off and see if the lighting is better. It's a little better. And then the Eight of Swords is the third one. So this is the overall energy for pile 3. So the Hierophant is spiritual wisdom and a conduit, and is guidance and knowledge. And the Fool is about new beginnings, adventure, impulse, freedom. And the Eight of Swords is about helplessness and disempowerment. Maybe isolation. I feel like this is a lot of mixed energy, so it's like you are aware of your abilities, but you doubt them, and you feel like they somehow maybe isolate you as well. So I guess for the overall energy, maybe it might be good to look into what really brings you joy, and what deeper spiritual awakenings are being stirred within you, and why you feel helpless. So we'll go ahead and move on to the first pile, which is the life purpose. And then, okay, so we have passion for purpose, support. This pile, a lot of cards came out. Family, music, body work, sacral portal, solar portal, eternal union, third eye vision, Pillar of Light, the Initiation, Celestial Rose of Ma, the Ever Unfolding Rose, Answer the Call, Council of Lights, Leap, Warrior Woman, Sacred Wisdom, Protection, Lost Lands, Called, I Remember, Big Picture Thinking, and Perspective. And I'm going to start out with this last card, Perspective, because I think it sums up the energy pretty well, because it says none of this matters, zoom out, common ground. And I think what this is trying to say is not to take yourself so seriously. I think that's a big message for pile number 3. And honestly, the overall energy with these cards here is your purpose is to really connect with spirit. These two cards are similar in nature because this one's called Celestial Rose of Ma, and this is called the Ever Unfolding Rose. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So, for pile number 3, you may be experiencing a lot of hardships. But these hardships are not in vain. They are meant to make you stronger, make you more aware in the long run of who you are and what you're capable of doing. The Celestial Rose of Ma also talks about how a rose, while it's beautiful, has thorns. So it's wise to embrace both the dark as well as the beautiful parts. We all have our dark days. We all have sadness and trouble and hardships, and we have to learn to embrace that and know that it's okay. Every day is not going to, you're not going to wake up and it's going to be hunky-dory. So I feel like for pile 3s, life has probably been kind of chaotic for you, but it's for a purpose. And I guess this would pretty much, this card would pertain to that the solar portal, because this deals with your self-worth. So working on knowing that can greatly catapult you into your journey, knowing that you feel like healing that would greatly impact your life. You're knowing that you deserve all the best. Um, and same with the sacral portal, embracing your intimate side and your creativity and your femininity and not feeling guilt about that. That's what I'm hearing. Not feeling guilt for being desirable. That's what I feel like there's some self-esteem issues around being sexual. I'm not trying to get too crazy here, but um, I, th- I know the healing part is supposed to be in the second part of the reading for you guys, but I think it's important to know that these parts of you, that maybe that's your purpose. Part of your purpose is to heal wounds so that others aren't impacted. Uh, Almost like a generational healing. Um, a lot of generations they'll carry on the toxic traits that came before them. So maybe possibly your purpose is to heal through knowing your worth and not feeling guilt about being who you are and allowing yourself the freedom of living in your body without guilt. I mean, that's a big thing I'm picking up on here. Um, let's see. So it looks like you have this knowledge in you, and it's it's ingrained in you, deeply ingrained in you. Um, and there's this calling. It tugs at you, and I think if you deny it, it's just gonna tug harder and harder and harder. Um, have you answered your deepest calling? Sorry for my messed up card. My cat bit it. She's sorry. But have you answered your deepest calling? And yeah, I guess I really feel like there's an ancestral toxic um what's the word I'm looking for? Pattern you are meant to heal here. And it starts with you. I'm getting this to be a very big theme for pile 3. Which could explain this energy here, because you have this old, this very wise, spiritual being who embodies a lot of wisdom, but there's almost this new energy here too of not knowing how to deal with this, feeling helpless, almost like you can't discern for yourself what you are or what you're meant to be. And so a big life purpose for you is loving your friends and family, and really loving them for who they are, not trying to push them to be something they're not, or loving them unconditionally with everything you are. Again, we have this answering the call here, and have you answered your deepest calling? What is your soul calling you to do? We also have these cards here. Body work. Your life purpose involves body work, such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. So with this deep spiritual wisdom and knowledge that you embody, because you have it, you have this sacred wisdom, and you've done this before. You have great gifts that you've utilized in past lives. Like I said, they're ingrained in you. Soul gifts. You're being called. I mean, there's a big theme here of being called, of healing toxic patterns and embracing yourself fully, taking a leap of faith on this new journey, and taking your power back, and throwing out this idea that you don't know yourself, um, because you do. You deeply know yourself, but it's like you refuse to see who you really are. There's like a fear there, a fear of being powerful, a fear of being worthy. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. So music might be a healing outlet for you. You go first, the universe will catch you. You have to take a leap. There are no gains if you don't leap. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Third eye vision, reclaim your mind. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. You gotta think big. It's okay to think big. It's okay to bust out of your comfort zone. Your life purpose is fully supported. You have protection on this journey. New love is forming. But I don't see this as a union with somebody else. I see this as a union with yourself. Loving yourself above all, because that's where ultimately it begins. Loving yourself. When you love yourself, the rest comes pretty easily. Passion for purpose. You remember. You remember. It's almost like you don't want to remember. You don't want, for a number of reasons. The initiation. So basically, the energy is of is that of a bond. I know this may sound kind of odd, but it's a bond with spirit. And with yourself, and with your loved ones. And this is, like I said prior, this is completely ingrained in you. So I think ultimately you know what it is that you're capable of. You just have to believe that you can do it. And you can. So the healing part of this is fruition, sustain, purity, flexibility, panacea, I think that's how you say that, eunomia, the thinking man, attachment, opportunity, happiness, forgiveness, leadership, move forward, and compassion. So we have move forward and forgiveness, attachment, the thinking man. The thinking man is, the way I view him, is somebody who is so focused on this that he's not able to see anything else. Attachment. You know, there's this chain here, subtly holding her there. But, I mean, she could easily free herself if she wanted to. But she's attached to situations that leave her longing for stability. And she needs to let go. Because if she doesn't let go, there are no opportunities to grow. In forgiving and moving forward, there needs to be compassion. For yourself, above all. Don't get angry at yourself for the choices you've made, because the choices we make define us. There is a solution for every problem. Like I said, she's so focused they're both so focused on this object that really doesn't matter, right? I mean, they're so focused that they can't see any other solution. So when you break away your focus from the things that, when you can break away from these situations that have you so caught up that you can't think of anything else, then you'll start to see different perspectives, different solutions. Because again, she's loosely bound by this string here, this rope. The snake loosely is gripped onto her. But she could break free to see different ways of approaching the problem. Maybe breaking away from the problem is the answer. Just break away for quite a while so that you're able to think. Um, Getting back to a place of purity, kind of connecting with your inner child again can be quite healing. Um, Taking leadership, taking responsibility for yourself, um, is a big step I'm hearing. Um, Flexibility. I think this ties into seeing a different way, uh, different ways to handle and approach things. Um, I get the sense that there's a very rigid manner of thinking, and being flexible, finding different ways to view situations is going to bring about fruition and happiness. Um, and sustainability. So it's all for pile number 3s, which also I find it funny that it's the triple ring, and um, it's pile number 3. So maybe 3 is a significant number for you, but for overall healing, it's not getting stuck in such a mindset that you're not able to see different avenues to take that could possibly lead to major breakthroughs. So I would definitely keep that in mind. Okay, so finally, for the energies that you have working with you, we have Temple of Carnelian entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. Um, Orchid, flourish, prosper, and blossom. Pyramid of light, step your vibration deeper into love. Stay true and be in your power, Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of Divine Authority. Kali, liberation. I don't know if it's low stair or I think it's low stair. Yeah, I'm not sure. New beginnings. Geneva, she who radiates, knowing, ambition, confidence. And I think it's air, healing and medicine. And yeah, don't know. Economy and revenue. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, you have an energy behind you that's helping you to step in a more loving vibration, not being so hard on yourself and not being so rigid in your views, and maybe not being so hard on other people as well. And again, I think that's the purpose here, is to really bring forth love. The orchid, grows in some pretty harsh places, but even though it grows in those harsh places, it's beautiful. It prospers, it flourishes, it blossoms. So no matter what your background is, no matter what the hardships were or are, know that you can still flourish and prosper. Um, it's all about mindset. It's all about how you view things, how you approach things, how you handle things. It's, you know, how we handle things is very important. How the energy we bring to a situation that's hard. Sekhmet is somebody who is helping to guide you and is possibly a guide of yours. And she's the warrior goddess, the goddess of healing. Um, so again, she's tough and unstoppable. Osiris is the god of the afterlife. So with this energy, the god of the afterlife, and with Kali, because Kali is associated with death. She is, I believe it's in Hindu, I could be wrong about that, but she's the destroyer of demons, and in Sanskrit, she is known as the Dark One. And like I said, Osiris is the god of afterlife. So there's this energy here helping you that is dark, but in a helpful way. They want you to see the power, the light in the dark. So that's why these darker energies are with you, because they understand the dark. They work with it. They don't let it own them. It's a part of who they are. Bringing in new beginnings, bringing in confidence and knowing and ambition. And again, I think she's meant to open up your eyes to maybe your healing abilities and your purpose to maybe work in as a spiritual being that heals in some form. And from this, you will be compensated for your abilities. So overall, for pile 3, I'm getting this big sense of healing, long-time toxic family. My cat's behind here, sorry. Situations, and really stepping into love and knowing that you are a conduit, a spiritual, knowledgeable person that is full of wisdom, and you are not disempowered or helpless. Your traumas and your hardships don't define you, and you have a new story to write. A new story to write. The Fool is a new beginning. and you have all the answers inside. You know. Alright, so I hope that this message was helpful, and I thank you for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, um, even give it a thumbs down. Either way, that will help get me out there. And I thank you all for taking time to watch my video. I hope that it helps you on your soul journey. And love and light to you all. Bye.